Hi, this is Rachelle with Live in Vibrancy, and in this video, I am addressing the second question that I got following a video that I made, All You Need in Order to Manifest Love or Money. And so the question that I received for that video was, shouldn't you say that you shouldn't think or say that you have something to clear. You should always believe that you're whole and complete. And no and yes. No, the answer to that question is both no and yes. First of all, you're not broken. So yes, you are always whole and complete. You should always believe that you're whole and complete. But if you're being triggered by negative beliefs and it's like creating a negative emotional response, you're still whole and complete. You're just showing up in a way that's creating things that you don't want. You just stabilize or process the feelings and emotions as they come up and challenge the beliefs and perceptions that are triggering them. It doesn't mean you're broken, but consciously thinking you're whole and complete and embodying that are not the same. I can read a book on the ocean and never get wet. So you can clear the emotions that come up when you're not feeling whole and complete and shift your perception. Because in that moment, whatever's showing up for you, no one loves me, I'm alone, or whatever that is, I'm not good enough, or there's so many that it could be. When those are coming up, you're not feeling whole and complete. And just saying I'm whole and complete, for some people, that might shift them out of that low state of being. And for others, it's doing nothing. They feel like it's a lie because they're really believing that thing about themselves. So telling yourself something really kind of does diddly squat if you don't embody it. Embodying it means carrying that through to your energy, which drives your state of being and your behavior. And so there may be times when, you use shadow work to help you clear the energy that you're holding from past experiences. But it doesn't mean you're broken. You are still whole and complete, even if you're doing shadow work. You are not broken. You are never broken, and you don't need to be fixed. You're simply carrying the energy and the perceptions. Well, you're carrying the energy at a cellular level from negative experiences that you've had, maybe sometimes generational energy. I've talked about Dr. Michael Skinner's research detailing how energy passes generationally through your DNA. So it doesn't, and that does not mean that that is a life sentence, because you can, when you become embodied and you really begin to notice this energy and really master the skill of being able to process it through instead of being swept away by it. So you're releasing the energy because it's an unconscious assumption that's contrary to your conscious assumption. It does not mean that you're broken. It does not mean that you're carrying some sort of something. It just means that you have created a pattern of being, and it was created most likely at a time when you were very emotionally vulnerable, most likely when you were quite young. You're still whole and complete, even if you are carrying this misconception. And this is why creating comes from inside of you. When you clear the pain from inside of you, those situations that are needed to bring up the misconceptions so that you can see them, those situations, they resolve when you resolve that energy, because those situations are in essence a lesson. They are showing you what's there so that you can bring it up and address it. But you're still whole and complete whether you do the work or not, and you have been this entire time. And so I don't ever want you to think that because you might have something to clear that, this is sometimes what happens, is we look outside of us and think like, what is causing this? Well, in the last video, I talked exactly about what's creating it. And it is just a pattern of emotional response based on a really limiting belief that you've bought into. But that limiting belief is a lie. And so that emotional response, it's not in alignment with what you want, and it's not a truth about you. And so I really want you to understand that you are whole and complete. And so you can clear your emotions while still knowing that there is no part of you that is broken. And so, I just want to leave you with this, just really understanding that what you're creating is really just a reflection of these patterns of being, and that they have nothing to do with brokenness or not being enough or not being whole or needing to be fixed in some way because you're perfect.